Hello and welcome, and today I'm going to talk about something which is a really major problem for those of us who are doing serious history videos, and this is the amount of AI slop. Now, history, what I do, largely related to the Second World War, and this is one of the areas where AI slop is now completely out of control. But it's not just in this area as well. There's a couple of other things which I've noticed, but other people may have noticed others. I watch a lot of wildlife films, and it's now got so bad with wildlife is that it's for small people such as somebody as myself. I were doing wildlife, it would become totally impossible to do. And another area is sort of human relationships, where sort of a story's told, and then I'm not too bothered about that myself, but for those who might be doing things on that area, then it would be a problem. Now, we have to understand what YouTube's business model is, and this is really important. As far as YouTube is concerned, it needs to make money, which is fair enough. I believe in the capitalist system, and it does this by providing its advertisers with viewers. So people will watch, for example, I've done a film on whatever it is, history film, and then there's an advertisement. And these advertisements are targeted. This is where the revolution, which started, say, around 20 years ago, actually can deliver, because what it can deliver are not generic advertisements you get on the television and you get the same ones for everybody. You've got advertisements for you. So when I watch something, it's for people of my age and my demographic, and it's based on what I've watched in the past as well, to a certain extent. So I'll get videos, for example, related to motor parts, and I'll get videos related to financial services. And if the dog has got her own channel, she'll get videos related to dog food and dog toys. So but they're watching exactly the same video. So it's from one person to another, and you all get things. That's brilliant. That's fantastic as far as the advertisers are concerned, because it means they've got directly targeted advertising, which never existed in the past. Now, having said that, how the people get to this targeting is not really their problem. It would be a problem if there were videos which were against the company's ethical or other policies. So, for example, you've got hate videos or something of that nature, then certainly they wouldn't want to be associated with such things, and so that is understandable. But if they're watching AI slop, or they're watching researched history, watching a genuine wildlife film that somebody's filmed outside and taken years to do, or they're watching some AI slop on a couple of woodpeckers which was produced by ChatGPT or Gemini, then it doesn't make any difference to the advertiser. What they want is the people there. Now, it is really easy now to produce AI slop. Gemini, the same company that owns YouTube, the Gemini tool will create it for you, right? So what you do, you say, I want a video of a couple of woodpeckers and tell me something about them. It'll then produce it. Now, this is in the premium version. It costs £19, £18.99. I know that because I'm now in the UK, and the advertisement came up for me. So, but that's all you have to do. You don't have to go out into the forest and stand there filming, and hope that one day you'll see these woodpeckers. No, you've got it all there. Not only that, and this now affects what I do, it knows the algorithm. Now, I have to go to archives. I've spent a great deal of time trying to find witnesses. Okay, it's now no longer the case. I don't think I'll ever find a witness again to something which I'm directly doing as far as Second World War is concerned anyway. But and I also go to the places where these events took place. AI can't do any of those things at all. In fact, the slop is so bad, it tends just to repeat. And what you'll get in a video that I do is you'll get facts. You'll get fact 1, 2, 3, 4. And in AI, you get waffle. But if the images are strong enough, then perhaps people aren't so aware of it. But the AI knows the algorithm, because stands the logic, it stands the reason. YouTube has an algorithm which nobody understands. It's now using Gemini, apparently, as the thing to control the algorithm. So therefore, they're asking, if you make a video on woodpeckers, I want it to be first one up on the list, strongest search engine engine optimization. It will do it. Now, what does that mean? The person who's doing all the work won't get any views, whereas the slop will get it. And this is the problem. Now, okay, you might say, and I as a historian would also say, you've got to change, you've got to move with the times. If 120 years ago you had a business producing carriages, let's say, well, you'd have to start thinking about, people aren't going to be travelling around with horses any longer. They're going to want engines in there. And so the thing to do is to say, you've got to get out the carriage business. You've got to get into the motorized business. And that applies to everything. In the early 19th century, there were those who tried to destroy the machines that were effectively putting people out of work. Machinery doesn't put people out of work. You have to move forward with the times. But now we have the following problem, because unlike the fact that the carriage manufacturers had to start producing cars, I am in the situation, it's because people like me producing real history, genuine history, are we supposed to then start producing false history, lies? Well, not really lies, are they? The stories, fairy tales, in order to get the AI slop. Now, the thing is this, it doesn't bother the viewers if they're watching real history or they're watching slop, then it's okay. Then it's not a problem. In my case, though, I certainly wouldn't do it, and there's a very good reason. In business, which I've run businesses now for 35 years, I have always believed in morality. So you don't cheat people. And in this case, cheating would be like making things up, and you always tell the truth. There you go. Always, and you don't get involved in immoral things as well. So the business morality, but immoral things. In my case, I wouldn't sell tobacco or get involved in the tobacco industry, for example. Now, this is the problem. Now, if you come on and you want to see a history video, and there are suddenly 20 videos to choose from, but 19 of them are AI slop, how can you tell the difference if you don't know the person already? And if it's buried under all of this slop, how are you ever going to discover the person in the first place? Now, one of the problems I faced is that there are a number of people who are putting out videos which are nonsensical. There's a number of channels which have been very successful. Just to give one example, in November of 2025, I uploaded a video on Odilo Globocnik, who was a Nazi war criminal based from Austria, from Klagenfurt, born in Trieste. It was in Lublin, very important in the Holocaust, what he actually did. And at the same time, somebody else, Simon somebody, in his channel, which has got over 1 million subscribers, he produced one on Globocnik as well. Now, my video was taken down within a couple of hours. The other one wasn't. Thing is, mine was researched. The other one wasn't. But it wasn't AI slop as such, because it had somebody actually dictating it and all the rest of it. A friend of mine, Michael, who sometimes appears on some of the lives I do, he has written on this subject, and he wrote a comparison on his Facebook site of the mistakes that were in the other Globocnik compared to mine. Okay, so he's putting out stuff which is popular because he's better than I am at actually appearing in front of a camera, because I'm not very good at that, and I appreciate that, and I don't have a very good voice, and he does. But the thing here is that this is even worse than some of these more popular channels, which are just knocking stuff out, you get a lot of waffle, but you're not getting the facts. Now, what is the solution? Now, in theory, YouTube in July 2025 introduced something where it said it would favour original content. But you can see from your own feed that this is not the case. It does not favour original content. It favours AI slop. And so therefore, unless it does something about this, I'm sure if Gemini, its own artificial intelligence, it should know the difference between a video with someone like me on and AI slop, but it doesn't seem to know this. Now, another thing which AI slop doesn't have to put is some of the problems that I have. I get false copyright claims. This is a racket which has gone on for some time, and this will happen to lots of people. You know, they try it on, and eventually they're going to hit somebody who's not eventually, but if 1 million views is approximately 3.5 to 4,000 euros, depends on the time of year. Obviously, depends on the length of the video more than anything else. But if you keep hitting people with false copyright claims, you could stack yourself up a huge amount of cash. In the end, there's the other thing of things being taken down for no reason. I'm putting my own videos which are taken down for no reason. I'm doing videos on them just to show you what's actually happened here. That doesn't happen to AI slop. It can't happen to AI slop because they've already asked the AI tool not to do it for them. So how can we find a solution? The only solution, and I'm more pessimistic than most people, I always looked on the fact that if somebody's producing rubbish history, sort of nonsensical fairy tales, so as I said in the Globotnik thing, that people would always come to me in the end if they ever found me. That might create a bit of interest, but then they come to someone like me who actually does things properly and does proper research, and then they would that would be that. So that's not really a problem. But with AI slop, it's getting buried, and there are channels which could be putting out literally 50 videos a day coming from AI slop. There is a limit to the amount of videos you can upload in a day. I think it's 50. I might be wrong on that though. I might be wrong. I know it's happened to me because in the times when I've actually put up lots of stuff from trade fairs that I've gone to, because I have limited access to the internet. I don't have internet in one office, so I might stock stuff up and then bang, I have to put it all down and then I sort of prepare to release it over a year. And the thing is, that's not what's happening with AI slop. It's just all coming out one go and it's swamping everything else. So I think the only solution, which is realistic, is a different platform. Now the problem is how is this different platform going to be financed? I tried doing some calculations on the back of an envelope, and fortunately it's well into 9 figures if there was going to be a serious rival to YouTube. And I know there's others have actually tried things like Curiosity Stream and others. I don't know how that would work. Indeed, one person wrote a comment that the thing is, I could pay for two or three others. I think said, but you can't pay for all of these. Now, in my case, I have gone to having membership on YouTube because as being the only way I can generate the income. I need the income to be able to do the things I do, and the income I get from this doesn't cover my costs, and but at the same time I do like doing what I'm doing, so that's fair enough. So that is, in my opinion, the only way, because unless the advertisers themselves start saying something about it, and in this case it's the big advertising agencies, unless they start saying something, hang on just a minute, that's slop, so the 100 million a year that we're putting through your YouTube, then we're not going to do it any longer. And there are agencies who are probably putting that type of cash into it. Then I can't see any hope really as far as YouTube is concerned. Now, as for me, I am utterly disheartened and cheesed off by this whole thing. I will upload onto the members only platform of that, I'm sure. And not only that, I've actually planned my videos until next October. I've already actually prepared them, and so they will be coming out. But there is no other way that I can see for the moment of actually dealing with this, other than membership only. Okay, right, so well, thanks very much for that. Actually, I took longer than I hoped to do in that one. I thought I'd do it all in 3 or 4 minutes. Anyway, bye for now.